Morphling can kind of come out on top. And Nightfall, his carry performance, even in the losses, has been pretty solid.
Yeah, it's been pretty solid. This definitely looks like a pretty interesting game in terms of like greed, mixed with a little bit of that early game kind of support from BBT, because they do have this Chen. They haven't ran it so much. They ran it, I believe, 5 days ago. They had a Tusk in the game, so it's hard to say who had the more like who kind of like had this difficulty in the game, because that Tusk didn't really do much of anything. The time before that they played it was 5 months ago, so it's definitely not the most played hero for them in particular. So let's see how they're going to run with this Chen lineup, because it's going to be a lot of auras this game. So we've been getting used to in every single one, and which one will reign supreme? The Darkseer or the Chen? The Darkseer in a lot of these situations, if the game slows down as well too, he's just a teamfight king. So let's see if BBD can endure that pressure. And it is a greedy draft. A Morph and a Doom together can suffer at times, but overall, I've been seeing these Dooms have quite good early games, in particular playing with, Save behind him. I think they've been setting up Miro for success, and I think 33 has definitely displayed something on this Doom multiple times now of how broken this hero really can be if you just get like one good creep. Good pressure onto Miro.
I guess some body blocks off here as well from Arme.
Might just have him. Another stun in 5, they should.
Yeah, this should be first blood. See if they can make sure Arme's the one to grab it. Let him get the last hit. Easy first blood. Well, that's quite the way to start the lane here for Arme on his CK.
And they were... it was 2 for 2 bounties. Okay, so all things even in there. So we'll see how these lanes end up going. The Pango versus this Sand. This does not feel particularly easy for a Pango at all, especially if XM wants to go the Burrow Strike route. Now I've been seeing... There's 2 routes. I still want to see an early point in stun no matter what, especially because he's playing versus melee. I think you actually always want to pretty much, but I've been seeing it, either 2-0-3 or you go for more points in Sandstorm to farm. I think this is that pressure lane. You want to be able to get stuns off, apply multiple caustics onto this melee hero, because Pango can definitely suffer versus that.
Oh, let's see how GPK can do against it. Indeed, could be a tough start for him. I mean, on the side lanes, do you sort of like what BB team has going a bit better? Like if they got things to look towards there, that should be pretty solid. Like this Chen Morph lane is Nightfall having an easy time down here? Is the pressure going to add up from the XXSGQ Darkseer Rubik duo?
It's a strong lane once they hit 3, as we always say for that Rubik, but Chen, it makes things complicated because he's actually able to do the Satyr creep. A lot of the games that I've been seeing from these Chens, they end up... There's like a Nyx Assassin picked or something like that, and they won't be able to go for this Satyr creep. This time around, he's just going to be able to freely burn the mana, make sure that Nightfall's pumped up as well too. So overall, I would say this Morph should have a good time unless he makes some mistakes mid.
Looks like both of them were just dancing with death here.
Yeah.
With how low they were getting. Both all managed to walk away before what was coming out.
The nice thing, at the least for the Pango in particular versus some of these melees, he does have high armor. So the physical damage that comes out from Stinger can be, of course, mitigated because of that, plus that shield crash. So if he does, is able to utilize that one nicely versus these constant Stinger spams. Right now, he's doing pretty well.
Top lane, despite giving up the first blood. Nothing drastic been going in favor of Arme really in this lane. We're seeing Miro getting some good denies in. They're able to hold the wave in a pretty good position. So not a super easy start here by the looks of it for Arme. Miro able to hold the lane well with save.
Very strong aggressive lane. Now these two just win. I think these two win their lane like not 80% of the time, even when they have a losing matchup. They make some magic happen. Save in particular always seems to know how to take advantage of any mistakes and missteps. Definitely a strong aggressive lane, especially once they have level 3 timing as well. That Scorched Earth level 2 plus Infernal Blade usually ends up netting a kill up here.
Let's see if they get the opportunity there. Should get the 3 hit pretty soon. Depends if they want to continue to split the XP. Arme's already going to try and make a bit of an attempt himself with the stun.
GPK's played this really very nicely here so far. Watching in the mid lane how he's securing some of the CS, so he's gone through one of the harder parts at least of these early caustic annoyances. So XM does have the 2 points in the stun to be able to attempt the pressure, but yeah, very nicely done here from GPK, who's had pretty good lanes in a lot of these games. It's just been afterwards when he's faltered a little. And they get a heartbeat creep. Nice lane here for Nightfall.
It's really setting up to be an easy start for more. Nightfall not feeling any pressure whatsoever down here so far.
And Ame is definitely feeling that pressure. Constant Infernal Blade spam, it's keeping him a bit low. He does have 2 points inside the Chaos Strike to be able to withstand some of that pressure and sustain, but not CSing so well up there versus the Doom.
I think the BB team overall going to be very happy with the way these lanes are started. Top is trying to get aggressive onto Arme. Throw down the blood grenade as well. See if Miro's able to dive in with this. Got the last creep sort of tank of the tower hit, so we'll have to hold back and be cautious.
GPK is doing, just phenomenally here. Bringing it to XM. And XM has to be a little cautious himself. That null from GPK is giving him that extra mana regen to keep getting the spam going. He's going to be able to get the rune as well. 1 for 1. But yeah, keeping XM under pressure. So avoiding these caustics, tanking them nicely here with the shield crash. Good job.
Top lane just seems very difficult for DY and Arme to get aggressive, or at least they haven't found the opportunity to punish save, catch him out of position. He's been very careful here on the hoodwink.
GPK is starting to just dominate. He's broke the bottle charges as well with the swashbuckle as he was using them to regen back. So now this lane is complicated for XM. Could end up going down if he's not careful.
That's getting close to the point where you just go for dive plays. He's going to be off the mark with the shield crash there, though, GPK.
Wasn't a kill anyway, but ends up missing. It's 12 stick charges. XM is just fine. Nice attack from GPK. And yeah, bottom. This, I mean, Nightfall is absolutely free farming. A glyph is used aggressively from GPK. Glyph on glyph action.
30 for 70 goes to 27.
He's getting nice too.
Getting that lead, getting the range ones as well.
Bottom.
GPK should hit the 6 pretty early this game.
The tower hit almost finishes up XXS 20 HP.
I mean, it just, this bottom lane, it's a bit of a dream here for Nightfall
Really
on the Morphling. 33 and 12, getting completely free farm.
All 3 of those lanes are getting good free farm and still applying some pressure. CK has a good advantage just because of that first blood, of course, but Miro not being slowed down whatsoever. He's already got the chainmail. Very unlikely that he's going to get pressured from this physical damage lane.
We see in the mid there with those denies and the way that GPK has had the edge, getting the 6 that little bit sooner than XM this game.
And look at the aggression that he's placing already. He puts a very deep ward so he can watch the stacks because he's playing versus Sanking, he's playing versus Darkseer. These heroes always play on these stacks, so he'll be able to watch that out as well. And now Power Rune will be secured for him as well, too. A very good first 6 minutes here. I thought he just attacked the rune for a second. I looked down for a second and heard the attack. I was like, oh no!
Tokyo is trying to do what he can to disrupt the...
He got one.
Little bit of jungling from XXS, indeed, was able to snipe one.
Got one of those big creeps. And they have this lane ward as well, too, to protect Nightfall, who's already getting this free farm. It's a very ideal start for them, and it's going to be looking like Toronto Tokyo wants to make an aggressive move. There's a Wisdom Rune coming up in 30 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like on the build-wise, Nightfall. The jump on him. In fact, he's just going to look to turn and fight aggressively back towards XXS. He's not scared of these two whatsoever right now. And there you go. Nightfall just showing that these two heroes right now, they can't do anything
Nope. And
to sort of hinder the Morphling.
And GPK is maximizing. I like what he's doing here. He's pulling the creeps into the jungle so he can farm jungle on top of everything else here in the Pango. And he's stacking the camp, so very cool stuff coming out here. And yeah, we see the build. Nightfall is queuing up that Linken's.
Well, yeah, go for the Linken's rush. Which you said, but the more standard one we're seeing is what the Manta rush.
Yeah, it's either Vlad's or Manta, but I think for this one, he's looking just to have that extra sustain, and he's playing versus Chaos Strike, he's playing versus Sand King Stun, he's playing versus Rubik Lift, so there's 3 annoying single target disables that he doesn't want to be able to play through. I like it. Pretty cool with it. And he is getting free farm, so it does feel nice to be able to go down this item route if you are getting absolute free to farm. If you're not getting free farm, this item does feel pretty bad in a lot of situations.
Because you don't get it super quick, and then your next item gets very, very much delayed. But indeed, he should be able to get the Linkers out very quickly.
Yeah, I'm pretty cool.
We're just having an extra regen as well. It just allows you to stay on the map and continue to farm to your heart's content.
Yeah, I like it quite a lot here. And Toronto Tokyo now at this point, he's going to start doing those Chen things, so his net worth will start to skyrocket as well. This hero does farm very, very fast, and we see he's, the Darkseer is having the most difficult time.
It just really feels like they're getting a little too much from these first few minutes, BBT.
Mid lane.
And they're going to get the setup. Rolling Thunder to follow up. They'll need another bounce back to try for XM. GPK is able to find the angle. He's got a Burrow Strike. Is he able to get away from this combo? XM, he is.
But he's surrounded.
Indeed, Swashbuckle comes in, and Toronto Tokyo with a rotation just catches them off behind the tower. BB team in this early game, they are crushing XG WBG.
With a Morphling on their team as well, too. So
and that lane,
really nice
that lane as well being the one that crushed the hardest you look at the difference between the Darkseer and the Morphling. XXS falling massively behind. I mean, Toronto Tokyo's nearly taking over him.
XM also just got bodied by GPK from these moves here, and now GPK is able to secure runes as well. They can keep making these moves to pressure these early towers. And then if they pressure towers, those stacks that Darkseer wants to be able to try to catch up on, will be able to be contested as well, too. This is a beautiful start. One of the best ones we've seen from BBT.
Absolutely. They've had a lot of rough games. I think the other day what we really started to see them shine once again with their capabilities. Turning up today here in this game one, doesn't really get much better than this for BB Team, especially considering their lineup and what they were against.
And also considering that Pipe counters quite a lot of the side of XGWBG. If they're able to get a fast timing on a Pipe on this lineup, it could be very problematic for XGWBG to do much damage besides that CK. They're going to have pretty accelerated timings on that one in particular. I'm already seeing Doom queuing Midas. Miro doesn't really go down this too much. Miro has been pretty consistent about just doing that Veil Shiva's build, so he is looking to get a bit more greed going because they've already won this early game pretty handedly. And they have the late game greedy draft. They have a nice greedy draft as well, too, is to be able to keep progressing.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? They're in no rush.
No.
If they start to get the lead now, they don't have to try and kind of... No. Yeah, they don't have to risk throwing it away by going for these tier 2 pushes or trying for objectives that give XGWBG a chance to fight back. They can just hold the map in a safe position, just continue to free farm on their cores. And,
absolutely.
And this game's going to be difficult for XGWBG to get back into. They will have that wombo combo. They've got to try and find a chance to put it all together against BB Team.
That can usually be the key to come back in these games, right? When you do have big team fights. So they do have decent levels on the support as well. Snap has already hit 6, so this could be an X factor to be able to fight back around perhaps this next tower, but all of BBT already kind of set up around here, so it could be difficult for them to actually set up for the defense, in particular with the Snap and Sanking. And these are heads-up moves. Applying so much pressure. XGWG, a bit of a slower team in particular, even if they do have what could look like a faster paced draft and stuff like that. It's been BBT just doing all the first moves in 10 minutes.
It's top tower.
They're too late to be able to defend it. Even though they have the 6s on the supports, they can't actually set up this defense right now, so... 2 towers brought down incredibly early. Midas is starting to come out as well, too. Big result of what happened in, like you said, bottom, but also in particular mid. They don't have a Sanking to play around right now, since XM has suffered so much. And he didn't have the jungle to go back to, because the Darkseer was taking it because his lane was so bad. So XM definitely going to have some troubles catching back up in this one, unless they get that wombo combo. Just impressed.
You're going to go for the smoke. They want to try and get something going with these ultimates.
I mean, these two should kill pretty much anybody they do find. Go for the
Miro. And yeah, Burrow strike into the kisses. Miro, is there any way out of this one? The Hand of God heal will come out, but Miro will go down. XGWBG able to take out the Doom. Find a big kill.
Good TP coming out from some. Yeah, good move. I mean, they didn't use the epicenter too. I like seeing that from XM. He knew the kisses would be enough, so can go for it later on, go for another kill with that. And he does get the last hit, I believe, also on the Sanking. So yeah, Blink very close. So that's going to allow them to make some nice moves around him. Good to catch this game back up a little bit. XXS also starting to catch up. Not in the greatest of manners, of course, but slowly but surely. Pipe also, I would say, not as valuable by any means versus BBT's lineup in comparison to versus XGWBG's. Quite a lot of physical, actually, on the side of BBT also early. Coming from the Pango, the Hoodwink. This tower's getting pressured.
Ooh, Q. Save. Beautiful setup there from the tree line. Able to get the opening onto Xingqiu. If they can find more. GPK with the Rolling Thunder. I'm going to catch onto XXS, but the backup comes in. XM's in with the jump Burrow strike. GPK will have to shield crash out of that.
Too tanky. They've got the mech behind them too. And there's some stack. Not a huge one, but anything to deny away from XGWBG, who needs some type of recovery outlets. Everybody's back at full HP here on BBT. They can stay in this area. I love how they're playing as a team, just pressuring together. Xingqiu shows for a second, instantly just go on this Rubik. Super fragile, can't surge or reset him. You don't have a mech or pipe of your own yet. Pretty beautiful stuff so far, even though it's only 3-2. You have the Morphling lineup versus the CK. He's pretty much, does he have it done pretty much? He's very close to having this Linken's done.
Yeah, we'll have to check the timing when he gets that delivered out, because it's definitely going to be one of the faster ones, I feel.
No deaths on him in a fully secured lane. Level 9 already too, so he got the extra points in stats. And he got a pig pull, so yeah, lots of stats up on this Morph to be able to sit back and farm. Keep that advantage over CK. So for XGWG, yeah, just have to play around these ultis, but they did lose. I mean, they lost all 3 tier 1s so early. And they have a lineup that wants to be able to fight around tier 1s with Sanking and Snapfire. So definitely some concerns in that early game.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult to sort of get out and make a play, especially without smoke. You know, so he's going to have to be around every single smoke usage that actually WBG find these opportunities.
And yeah, there's that Lincoln. So sub 14 minutes, pretty fast.
Yeah,
Not the absolute fastest, it seems like, but much faster than the average.
Yeah, of course that's
Also,
a
it's
little
not
bit
the first item
because
usually, but
indeed, yeah, it's not normally rushed. Yep.
Bounty.
Wisdom for wisdom exchange, and yeah, XXS, he's still about, yeah, 1,200 away from having it. That pipe, Toronto Tokyo is found isolated.
Go for the jump on him, he's pretty tanky.
Got him back up.
Taking him quite a bit of time. Well, they'll get him.
He brought his creeps in for them too.
Well,
thank you very much.
A nice little bit of a bonus there for XG WBG.
Oops.
Okay, now they're getting some pressure on XXS, able to start pushing in on the bottom lane. The rest of the team ready to join him.
That's actually so sad for him, because he uses the Divine Favor because it's your buff up for your armor, but it actually recalls the creeps when you use it on yourself. So it does get that extra armor to survive, but then just gifts them a free, what, 150 something gold or whatever. Okay, whoops.
I'll take your
Good move from XCWBG, catching slightly back up here with that one. And overall, Ame, he's having good farm. He's not been pressured really at all. After that laning phase, he's been able to just back up and get the farm going. He's level 11, so keeping up with very good pace versus Nightfall. And he is going to be able to go down this route, of course, of the Orchid, the standard build-up that we've seen every single time on the CKs, and it can be very strong this game versus the Pango and the Morph until they have a way to dispel it in particular. They'll have the Lincolns to block it, but you can only block one of these targeted spells. Miro looking to get involved. Has bought the Blink now, as you mentioned. He did go the greedy route, so he's had a bit of a quiet game on this Doom, but he is farmed. BBT looking to
maybe die
more here, yeah.
They might go for this if they see a chance. Success. He's playing very careful. Not going to be stepping outside of the base, or at least not too far, so they won't get the chance to jump in.
They're shrinking that lead down to 3k.
Yeah, Ame's farming well.
Yep.
He's farming very, very well on the CK.
He's denying farm as well, too, with this Phantasm. He's sending him into the Ancients. He's actually stealing an Ancient stack with this. There's a double Ancient stack that Ame's able to just walk into with the Phantasm take.
There's that Orchid now, yeah, so he's ready to get involved.
Yeah,
ready to start for kills, and also ready to just react if they try and go for him.
Absolutely. Starting to get these timings going with their early game lineup. And the pipe, I believe, is finished up for XXS. As we said, there's a lot of physical damage as well on the side of BBT, but with this group up, we're looking strong with that big team fight wombo combo. And the mech, of course, will be queued up for the snap, so that'll also come to be able to match those timings of BBTs. Great macro plays have kind of gotten them back in, even though it's very minimal on the kills, just these little movements that they've made with the CK. Ame now, though.
Oh, Miro's thinking about it, but the silence, yeah. Nicely done there from Ame.
Sam thinking about it. This one's going to have some explosive team fights, it feels like, because both teams are just waiting for timings, getting their farm. As we said, you know, Miro has gone the greedy route for this Blink and Midas. It's been quiet, so see if he's able to get that big Doom on one of those crucial targets when the fight ensues, but he's the one gone on.
Yeah, straight away, Power Strike into the kisses. They'll try and run, but the vacuum's there from XXS. XG starting to make some smart moves, and BBT, that lead is crumbling.
Yeah, it's pretty much gone. Beautiful rotations just playing around XM's Blink Dagger timing. They've found Miro now 3 times to just stop that, and he went for Midas, so every time he does die, you know, he's a bit of a pinata that does explode, so extra gold being given for them. And Ame, he's farming in such aggressive position. I really love this, because he's denying the farm away from Nightfall wanting to go over here as well.
That should help.
Even though he's not like finishing it off, it's just like that positioning, playing around his team. It's very annoying for BBT. They're not wanting to play over here at all. And Nightfall, yeah, he's got to go down the Manta route now. So maybe just going to wait for that one for him in particular before he wants to fight, unless he joins at the end of stuff. But they do want to use a timing. GPK does have Aghanims finished, so he wants to try to utilize that here. And they probably want to just get to use Miro's Doom, see if they can find an opportunity, because they have this deep ward right now. So they'll see DY. They might know where Ame is too. They do.
They're going to look for it. Miro. He's able to get him with the Doom this time round. Ame not able to get the silence off in time as he gets caught by the Doom. Rolling Thunder in from GPK. They'll take both of them out.
Beautifully done. This time, Ame pushing the limits a little bit too far, and that ward in particular, I believe, did scout them for a second there. Be able to see them play it up too far. Nicely done. Good read.
We'll check it again. Yeah, Ame. It looks like he was going to go for the Phantasm instead of the silence first, and that sort of delay meant that he couldn't stop, or didn't, wasn't quick enough to stop Doom coming out. Even if he does get the silence on the mirror, highly likely he gets caught by GPK's Rolling Thunder, so probably would have died anyway.
He thinks he's safe because he has that sentry on the cliff. He's like, oh yeah, they didn't see me over here. There's no information, but they did have, yeah, that lane ward in particular to see the movements coming in. Smoke up. XG trying to strike back here with their Darkseer. They've got Pipe. Do they have the mech finished? The mech's not quite done, but still looking to play around here. They have a Vessel. So probably wanted to get this Vessel charge also for Jinkyu. And an Arcane Rune on Sand King. What are they going to find? Save will break it. Double wards placed.
Looking to get in with the jump, Miro.
Mark.
Telekinesis. Saves able to turn, push whack, and the sharpshooter straight down onto the Sand King. XM's getting it burst low, but he's still alive. Cookied out to the side. GPK's considering chasing, but he won't go for the rolling
Nightfall's in.
Yeah, jump forward for Nightfall. He's in with the stolen burst strikes. He morphs into the Sand King. Is able to burst XM.
Nice move.
Might be able to find more. Get the stun opening on towards XXS. Rolling Thunder comes crashing through as well from GPK. They'll take down both with the core.
And they can maybe look for Roche here. They're right in the area. They have Chen, so they could look to just push for that one. Yeah, they can do it. Great break there from Save. Catches the smoke rotation, puts a ward down quickly, and they see everything. XM tries to go for a jump forward aggressively, but way too aggressive this time around from the Sand King. It gets turned on his head quickly. I think he missed the burrow too, right? When he first jumped in, so just, yeah, a bit awkward there for him to get that first jump. And Nightfall. I like how he's getting involved. He feels safe because he has this Linkens to jump in a little bit more, flanking around, and he catches that Sand King. Now it's the comfort of an Aegis, a Linkens, and a Manta. He's got the block versus the Orchid. He's got the Dispel just in case, and he has an Aegis just in case he does get caught by anything too. So
it's been a pretty flawless game from him so far on the Morph. So very much set up for success with that laning stage, and so far he's not let that lead slip away from him. Ame on the other side, of course, is catching up. Continues to be right behind that of Nightfall's farm.
They're going double Shivas on the side of XG WBG.
Wait, what?
Darkseer is about to have, I mean, he's 2,000 away, but the Sand King is also about 400 away. So they're going to have a bit of a stacking coming out here.
Sometimes you do that.
That's a heavy commitment because the recipe nowadays...
Hey, it's not as bad as double AC. Was it?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it could be.
You know what I mean?
It probably isn't.
We've seen that in the past.
But it's a 2,000 gold recipe. Yeah. It's very expensive nowadays when you do commit for this. That could hurt.
Maybe they'll change their mind because XXS doesn't have to upgrade his, right? He could go like Lotus into Abs instead.
Yeah.
But he probably won't. Or he might. We'll see.
I think he could go Lotus.
Right, because he hasn't bought the recipe.
As the Veil.
You know what I mean? I kind of prefer that, right?
But I also...
Lotus could be kind of nice.
I would also prefer him having the Shivas and XM just going down the route of something like Bloodstone instead. But XM already pretty much has it, so
because he's bought the recipe.
So, yeah.
Maybe he could have given the recipe to the Darkseer. Let's add that mechanic.
They'll add a new facet, or a new innate that you can pass recipes to people. Proper.
All right. He's got it. We'll see if indeed...
a lot of gold spent on this.
XXS does also finish his off, because he still has the luxury of not... If he wants to, I mean, obviously the Veil eventually is just going to be a Veil. At the moment, there's nothing else you can upgrade a Veil into, unfortunately.
No,
maybe one.
No, fortunately. Let's say fortunately.
Well, yeah, that item's too busted.
Yeah, this item's already broken.
Give it
we don't need
options.
no upgraded pipes.
No.
Please.
That's true. What about that? A Veil and pipe combo item.
Oh.
That's exactly what we need.
No. Please, no. Support players crying everywhere. Jinkyu was able to get the attribute shift in the last fight too, so very tanky. BBT. They've got Doom ready, they've got Aegis. They're looking to strike. They get vision of Ame.
Oh. The bushwhack, TP's out coming in, sharpshooter, the rolling thunder straight over towards the CK.
They'll just throw the Doom. It gets stolen.
It does. See if he's able to use it to good power in return. Name should tick out here. I don't think there's any sort of way of saving him. There isn't. He will go down. Jump forward for Nightfall. He is immediately in. He's going to get caught, though, by the stolen Doom.
He does have the Aegis, though. So.
He does. So he's going to be ready to go for round 2. HGWBG, they will manage to get looks like the majority of them out of there outside of Arme. DY, he may be running out of options. Yeah, he has no TP. He has nothing to save himself. So DY will slowly but surely get taken out. So they get the 2 kills. I don't think they'll mind losing the edges for that one, BB team.
It's
they also tank the Stolen Doom, so that's also going to be put on cooldown.
Yeah, it's a very, very good move. Good usage of that ace, just to pressure. The wards, I mean, the wards win games, Vision wins games. They see Ahmed, they get the jump. Off the mark a little with the initial war stomp there from Yarrow, but either way, he waits. Once they see that it's like, okay, we might not get this kill, he throws the Doom for that insurance policy to ensure that he doesn't get it. Back up to 5k. BBT striking back quickly after a couple mistakes from XG/WBG, but then a nice aggressive move that they're able to move around this ward. And they have mech pipe now on Toronto Tokyo. So if they're fighting around the Chen, they're very, very strong versus the magic damage that XG/WBG has.
Absolutely. And the catch, the setup for GPK is going to be really easy. Between his Rolling Thunders and the Harpoons.
He's stepped up deep here.
Has he got anything to say? Toronto Tokyo stepping up to try and buff him up, but indeed underneath the tower, caught by the Burrow Strike, GPK is going to get punished for being a little too close for comfort. Now Toronto Tokyo has to end up going down as well in his efforts to try and step up and save him. Nightfall, very close to him also getting caught there, so a bit of a slip and a miss then.
I think GPK just got way ahead of himself. I mean, he was 4-0 at the time.
Yeah, playing perfectly up until that.
He's hitting the tower as a Peng. That's definitely crazy when he's playing versus this Orc in there, and he's just not respecting the damage that can come out with everybody from XG/WBG. They strike back themselves. Back and forth we go, 9-6. That's a big slip up, and I was literally going to mention as well, too, that he's got a bit of a different item build on the
with the Harpoon, right?
He upgraded the Harpoon. I don't think I've seen that one on the mid. I've seen the Echoes and stuff, but I don't know if I've seen them finish up the Harpoon so much. So he committed quite a bit of gold right before that and does die right afterwards, and Toronto Tokyo, I believe, lost his army. Oh, slip up there.
The trees.
Oh,
they're on the cliff!
And the Doom's still there.
Oh, indeed, they're on the cliff. The Stolen Doom's able to catch him out. That's going to be Nightfall out of the game for 50 seconds. Mira's going to try and go for the BKB TP out. He'll make it away.
XM is in.
See if GPK's able to roll back over to get XXS. XXS still hiding on the cliff. And looks like he's going to get away with it. Oh, maybe not.
Okay.
Can they kill him? They can't kill the Darks here. GPK, he's dead as well.
The Stolen Doom still being held on.
I guess they just didn't keep track of the timing. I mean, to be fair to them, I think it only just came back online, right? Because when we saw that play up top, it was like 100-second cooldown. And it must just come back up.
They do have a lot of ways.
It just came up right then.
Yeah, and he didn't get burst because he did have that adaptive, the attribute shift stolen from earlier. 100 HP when he gets the Doom up. I think I just saw him stand up in the camera when he got it off or something, because that was split second.
Oh, damn.
It looked like some excitement coming out from Jinkyu. It was split second.
It really was. It came up, and no panic at all whilst he's being jumped. He gets it on the big target, takes Nightfall out of the fight, and after that, the rest of XG/WBG, they have no trouble clearing up. It was beautiful. Always lovely to see some heroes up on cliffs.
Absolutely.
It's classic.
And yeah, attribute shift definitely coming into play. Yeah. Just he has 2,600 HP on the Rubik with 47% magic resist because of the, your new innate with the Arcane Supremacy. You're just super tanky. That is very cool. Nice play from Jinkyu. And these mistakes,
a couple of plays
quickly.
Now. This was sort of the play up top was sort of self-imposed, right? BB team, they were hitting the tower, going for that push, and that one down there, they're trying to jump a Rubik. They underestimate the potential for him to turn in the backup to come in. BB team, it feels like they've got to calm it down a little bit.
It does feel like it. They've given up quite a bit here after that one. The top mistake in particular from GPK, and then back-to-back deaths. He goes bottom by himself. Looks like a bit of frustration from BBT, perhaps. They're going to smoke to try to re-establish things, but a lot has been given to the side of XG/WBG. And double shields are working. XM has gotten his Bloodstone at a pretty good timing too because of those last two moves. So he's got Bloodstone, he's got the amp damage, and he's gotten blessed, of course, with the Cloak of Flame. So probably the best neutral that he could have found also on the Sand King. BBT, they're trying to regroup and reestablish things because of those mistakes.
Right.
Miro.
Okay, they are a little scared of him. He was leading in.
Yep, and we did see Miro do he sold the Midas, he bought a Shiva's Guard, and the Blink BKB.
GPK is going for the Rolling Thunder play here to try and start things off. XM's pretty tanky. The Bushwhack's going to miss. XM's out of there, so the Rolling Thunder is not going to catch anyone.
Quite deep to try to go for that. Now, okay, whoa. Careful.
I mean, they want to smoke and fight.
They know there's no Rolling Thunder.
One of the ults is down.
They have pretty much everything available. They have Phantasm in 15. He's got a Manta BKB, plus he got Vindicators, so the best neutral he could find.
He's more than ready to fight. Ame can absolutely get involved.
Nightfall did find a Nemesis Curse, so tons of explosive damage from him. He has gotten a Daedalus also, so if he is left unchecked, he will be able to clear targets up. He's also
Mirror does have BKB. It's actually able to get the blink out as well. Still with the telekinesis. If they can put that BKB out of him, they can. He'll go for the BKB TP. They won't have any ways to stop that.
Nice play, though. They're trying to just catch BBT off guard because that, that Rolling Thunder was on cooldown and now the BKB on cooldown, so they could continue looking for this aggressive play because of that. Our position bottom together. Seeing XXS, he is queuing up the Agnes. It's definitely a fantastic game for it when you're playing versus the Morphling. One of the best illusions you can get.
That's it, 2 taken. And this was with in mind the fact that BB team had such a fantastic start to the game. They never got to the point where they were able to take a tier 2 themselves.
No, it was only that 5K lead. They didn't really establish it too much further. I mean, that top play definitely caused a pretty big result afterwards for WBG to open up the map for themselves. Yeah, this CK is almost, it's been neck and neck with the Morphling the entire time.
Actually, Arme's farm's been fantastic this game.
And GPK has fallen off massively in this one now too.
Which has been in the case of some of the recent games for BB team. This game round, it didn't look like it was going to be that case because of how good of a start he was having, but the couple of deaths now setting him back a little bit.
And they were, like you said, a bit of self-imposed ones. The top one, he's hitting the tower as a Pango, and then the bottom one, he went in after everybody was dead, just trying to secure some type of final kills. And the team fight wombo combo is definitely going to start. We're going to see one hit pretty soon, very likely. We haven't seen it all come together just yet for WBG, but they haven't really needed a full wombo combo yet to still be able to fight back.
That blink on Xingqiu as well, so he's also going to have the very likely chance of following up with some really clutch steals. I mean, the big one, of course, that he has been looking for, the Doom.
Yeah.
Almost the Doom and the Rolling Thunder, I imagine, are the top of his list.
100%. BKB now for Nightfall, so very strong. Nemesis Curse and a Daedalus. He does a ton of damage, and he's hit 20, so he applies tons of damage with that waveform as well. I think you have to find Xingqiu. It feels like he is a very big priority target.
Fight. He's going to make some sick plays otherwise.
Yeah, he's very pesky, and he does have the ways to multiple ways to break this Lincoln's. The Bloodthorn is finished also, so let's see how BBT executes this strat.
This feels a little scary. This fight could go horribly wrong for BB team.
Especially because look at XXS. He's playing in the back lines. He's knowing that if he's sitting in the back, he'll get a vacuum opportunity. Stepping up a bit far.
He was set up with a bushwhack. Now burst him quickly.
They get the Doom on Ame.
To start the fight. Indeed, he's going to get jumped out of the fight for now with a cookie. Burrow strike coming in from Nightfall straight over towards XM. The Sandstorm's down. GPK is in with the Rolling Thunder. They focus the Sand King. They're able to take out XM. Now Nightfall turns his attention over towards DY. Another kill to be found here for the Morphling. Turns back into the Sand King. Burrow strike down over towards catching the Darkseer. XXS taken out as well. Nightfall playing that team fight perfectly.
What an insane catch. A perfect one. They catch Ame used Phantasm, or I believe it was the Manta, one of the two. Is the Phantasm. And he gets caught on his real hero immediately. Miero finds the right target, and it kills Xingqiu at the start. So pretty much an exact formula for success, and Nightfall is able to just sit there, BKB, whacking onto this Sand King. And XM did buy back at the end of it all, too. They'll be able to get the successful fight.
That is pretty painful.
Roche and those buybacks.
As you say, just bursting the Rubik as quickly there as they did the start. And as I said, Nightfall's target prioritization in this fight was perfect. Now he's able to get in, help take down Xingqiu. Now he wants to sort of isolate XM, just make sure that the Sand King doesn't get to have one of these fights that we see Sand Kings have where they live for so long. And then easy pickup onto DY, turns back into the Sand King, and he's got the follow-up set up and control to allow him to get XXS as well.
I don't think you could actually look at this team fight and say there could be any better moves that they made there. That was as perfect as it comes. Literally every single thing coming together. Controlling Sand King, controlling even the Phantasm illusions with the Burrow strike plus the Rolling Thunder from the Morph and the Pango, and they catch the Rubik, and they catch... It was literally just perfect. And such a quick Doom. Have to give Miero that credit. Instantly onto the right target.
Yeah, rest in peace. They're dying to Tormentor. I mean, this is kind of just the BBT we expect, right? Yep. Moments of brilliance and then moments of dying to Torment. You get a bit of everything with this squad.
Absolutely.
Very entertaining. It was close. It was close. To be fair to Toronto Tokyo, he nearly survived that.
Daedalus, those crits. Sorry, my friend. It's fine, it's fine. And of course, it is Nightfall now who gets that shard. So a very strong one versus these disables. Always going to be able to get the shift off. Ame, unable to do anything in that last fight because
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, it feels for WBG that they... Yeah, so someone's got to have sort of the setup and preparation to catch the Doom, catch Miro as he goes in, which obviously is very difficult to do so with the BKB on him.
Or they need to get like a Linkens or something and bait somebody.
That's true.
In some type of fashion, because the Doom is pretty brutal.
And they've got to try and do something about the morph. You know, Nightfall getting the freedom to play the fight as he wishes. I mean, at this point, though, the way Nightfall's playing, I don't know necessarily how they do go about dealing with this morph. Like, who does control the move more? If they set up and get the opening on him, can they even burst him? I mean, Lincoln's BKB and Manta, it's just a really difficult kill.
It is. I really like his item build this game. It feels pretty perfect as they find bottom. Quick easy kill. And they buy a gem. Getting the momentum going their way again here. Yeah, definitely not easy now that he's got this Aegis, because he essentially has... You know, sometimes we use the clown, it's like the 3 defensive item builds on some of these heroes can sometimes be a bit weird, but in this game, it's absolutely perfect.
Oh, morph is fine.
It's always fine on the morph, and he's got the Daedalus plus this stat build, so the defensive build is kind of this aggressive build anyway.
Yeah, he's got everything.
Yeah.
So, honestly, it's going to have to take quite a mistake, I feel, for Nightfall now for him to slip up. And honestly, from the games that we've been watching from BB Team, I feel like out of the squad, he's the one that makes the least mistakes, at least at this tournament.
Absolutely. And for actually WBG overall, I feel like it is going to get to this point where it's like, buy Linkens, buy mass of them just to be able to deal with this Morphling, or to deal with the Doom in particular. As Nightfall, isolated.
He's got the Aegis.
Dangerous position.
So if they want to set up for a second fight here, could BKB and run, or BKB and fight, depending what the options are. He'll BKB and run. Go for the TP out. So, let's take this.
Tokyo won't be so lucky.
Hey, yeah, he'll pay the price for that one. Tried to do what he can. I wanted to go and help out his morph. Next thing he knows, he's the one dying for it.
Hey, like you said, BBT, they deliver beautifully sometimes, and then sometimes they're also just a bit out of position and get punished. I mean, because that
Nightfall he won't call that a mistake. He's like, hey, I had Aegis. I got out. I lived. It's fine.
It's like, what are you gaining out of that spot over there, right? It's like sometimes it does happen.
Space, you know? Space.
Nope.
Hashtag space.
You go. This game is delivering on all fronts.
It's close. It is a close one.
It is very close. I mean,
you know, and if that could happen to Nightfall whilst it's got the Aegis, maybe it can indeed also happen in moments when he doesn't. So we'll see if actually WBG are able to find those opportunities.
It gives them quite a bit of time to farm up these Linkens. I saw like everybody queuing it up, by the way. So even Jinq is queuing up Linkens because they do want to get like even triple of them to play versus just Doom, just throwing it onto the CK so Ame can fight. And Ame, he is still tied in that worth versus this morph. He has bought a heart now as well too. As long as he's not doomed, he is going to do a ton in the fight. But he might just get continuously doomed.
Just
have to BKB.
Scaring out the BKB there.
Of course, you could see from Miro, he bought the Midas back, sold the Midas back, now has Octarine. I think this is one of the first games I've seen Miro be abusing the Devil's Bargain this time around. I know 33, we've seen him do it pretty much every single game when he's playing that Doom. Even buying and reselling drums and stuff like that, so good to see that. Blink now on the Darkseer. Level 20 has also been claimed, so 40-second replica. So always something that you have to factor in this game. The stronger the Morphling gets, the stronger the Darkseer gets. He's got that fast walls every 60 seconds, and he's got the Aghanims. So this game feels pretty dead even. It's just going to really be up to execution. Who gets these jumps? If the Doom comes out, is it blocked? Is it stolen? Eyes on Jinq. And will XG WBG get this downtime now that they, got that Aegis taken away to finish up at least one of these Linkens in particular, or a Lotus Orb? I didn't see a Lotus queued, but I see 3 Linkens queued up. BBT. What are they going to find? Are they going to get the initial go? Jinq checking out the wards in the area.
We should start to get a bit of a read that they're down here potentially. And the illusions show on the next wave. They'll know the rough area. Actually, I said that Ame's holding back the illusions, so he's not really revealing too much. Okay, they did see them though underneath the vision down there, right? So, they can set up for this.
They're on the high ground.
Team.
They know the angle. Camping for the rune.
So, yeah, difficult for XG WBG to jump this now.
They're looking to get a boom trap themselves.
Oh, that was GBK's courier. That's his AC.
And that gives information of where they probably are also as onto Tokyo.
Don't move. Don't breathe. Success, he's in with a quick punch onto Nightfall.
See how strong that illusion is. Nightfall does have the Satanic to heal back up and fight back, so he is back to full. He's also found himself an Ancient Guardian, so a lot of damage gained.
Somehow, nobody died there.
Both teams just cautious, because it's all about who gets the proper jump first in this fight.
Quite the courage snap. I mean, it was 2.5 minutes until he's going to be able to get his AC now, Fogged, and it would have been done.
It was because he has at least he has the plate mail on him, so he has some armor. But yeah, that's
a long time.
So other thing to comment also is, since he is going to have AC in the next 2 minutes as well, to always have to factor in that the Darkseer will also provide an AC, so auras will be matched. This game. As tense as they come.
There's a tense one there, yeah. We can see some of the BB team staff watching on. It's a close one.
Super.
It's one of the closer ones we've had in a while, I feel, especially around this sort of time, 39 minutes.
Because both lineups do scale very...
They do. Yeah, this isn't a game where we're like, oh, these guys are going to fall off, these guys are going to fall off. It couldn't be any more perfect with sort of the farm that Arme and Nightfall have. They are neck and neck at the top, these two.
Everybody's neck and neck.
Is it actually every role?
Everybody pretty
Everyone
much.
in every role
is at least even in gold.
Yeah, this absolutely, it's got to be the closest game we've had in a long time.
I think
to have everyone in every position within, you know, like 1K gold of one another's counterparts at 40 minutes in.
And both lineups very, you know, about that first go and jump. As I said, XG WBG, they're getting time to sit back and finish up perhaps one or two of these Lincolns after this timing. And amp damage bottom.
Oh, they're going to try and start things on Miro. Send them immediate BKB TP out as soon as the kisses come in. They don't want to start a fight like that, BBT. Timeless Relic for Miro.
A dream. Amp damage on XM. Quite a bit more than he's going to be able to do also. And Miro without BKB, this could be an opportunity for XGWBG to siege.
Yes, even siege, maybe to check out the Roshan. Because Roshan's not quite up yet. It's still going to be a minute until it respawns.
It's all about fighting around your ward here, it feels like. Whoever's got that coverage to go for the first jump, very likely to just win the engagement. Save also has found a Timeless Relic, so do have to keep track of how much this Hoodwink's going to be able to do in the fights.
Oh, this ward. Smoke's in a dispel. DY's able to get vision down as well for his own team. They're able to take out the vision straight away. They get in with a vacuum onto Nightfall and Toronto Tokyo. Nightfall is going to play aggressive. Goes straight up towards XXS. Indeed, in the trees, they got the Doom down onto Arme. Rolling Thunder comes in for GPK. Nightfall's able to take DY down. Arme's got to retreat. He's got to run. It's going to be full retreat now for XGWBG. Can they get themselves out of here? No. Bushwhack onto Arme. Arme's going to get caught. BB team. They take him out as well. There's been a buyback coming in from DY. But I don't know if there's any more fight to be had here for XGWBG. They've just got to cut their losses and stay out of this one as BB team take the fight.
Arme trying to go for the solo play to catch save. He thinks everybody else is distracted on the side, but Miro is covering his buddy.
He's going to go back in.
Nightfall.
They might actually have a chance to try and find something. I mean, GPK's got a huge shield crash off. I mean, XGWBG, if they got the damage to kill any of these heroes off, GPK, he's getting low.
Still alive?
They'll finally kill him, but at the cost of a triple kill going to Nightfall. They've used 3 buybacks as well on XGWBG. They're panicking for it.
They really are.
They're pressing all the buttons, and I think they might have done better just to press nothing. They just went all in on that fight. They've expended 4 buybacks.
They went all in.
For what?
I guess probably to secure the Roche afterwards, but
okay.
They expended a lot.
So expensive.
They expended a lot also without the CK, so they didn't have the damage for Nightfall. They get him caught in a combo and everything, but he just stands his ground and is able to fight through it with Satanic.
I mean, let's see if this pays off. As you say, they are going to get the Roshan, but they had to give up a lot for this. They had to, I said, it spent 4 buybacks. The fight, obviously, Nightfall, he got a lot out of it. He got a triple kill. He's got 4K gold now on top of the butterfly. They get this Roche, but we'll see if it was worth it.
Ame does. It feels like Ame does need an Aegis to fight, though. Because he is literally just getting doomed in every single fight and contributing nothing. So at the least they do have that for the first life, but they got to execute these fights a little better. You know, the Darkseer forcing that fight bottom. We can go back to the start of it. Force the fight, and then Ame, yeah, he just wasn't there joining up with this team because he went for save. It's just a good buddy system that I saw there from Save and Miro. Always covering each other's back, it feels like. And now Miro is going to have 2 dooms to potentially just shut down even the pre-Aegis and post-Aegis.
It's going to be a scary
couple minutes.
Yeah, what is on the cooldown? So we have about 6.5 minutes. 6.5 minutes in which XGWBG cannot afford to lose a team fight because against a hero like this Morphling, Nightfall will clean up the base, go for the tier 4s, end the game.
So this next 6 minutes or so, XG WBG have to be so careful. We'll see if BB team, I mean, if you're BB team, are you saying let's try and go for a fight now? Or do you wait for the 4 minutes of Aegis and then try and abuse that 2-minute window where there's no Aegis and there's no buyback?
I think you just wait a little bit, but you still want to play around Vision. If you see an opportunity where Ame is fully split, you can go for him. But yeah, Vision is still going to be super crucial. Actually, WBG, I don't want to see them split away from Ame at all. BBT, they're playing on this ward, save, waiting for an opportunity.
Swift blink as well on Nightfall. Like, he will delete here as well.
Hello?
XS is jumping in. He's going to get the BKB off, but the Doom gets laid down onto him. Ame's going to step forward. They're going to try and fight this, but this Darkseer, he's out of the fight. XS is gone. Ame just gets completely burst down by Nightfall.
The Vision, and they have
do
the
something
Doom.
big. He's in as well. They get the telekinesis on towards Nightfall, but Nightfall's able to put the BKB, turns straight over, and the second Doom gets laid down. Ame's out of the fight. XM's gone. This game, it's got to be over.
What a fight. I mean, Save just sitting on the ward. The Darkseer just runs into him, hands it to him. As CK also runs in, everybody just dies. Whoever made the call to play around that ward, that's a game-winning call.
I mean, what was it, 39, 40 minutes into the game, we were talking about how close this game was.
It exploded.
That last 4 minutes that we just witnessed, that's got to be so painful for XGWBG. Just a series of decisions that absolutely led to the end of this game. GG is called. BB team end up being kind of tough for XG.
Yeah, I'm looking at lanes a lot. I'm glad they mentioned that too, because there's just a lot of interactions here that I think BBT have gotten kind of the dream scenarios with, right? They have this troll that they picked on that fourth pick, or whatever it was, 17, whatever, 18. And this Aghanims is incredible this game. If he does go down that route, and it's the build pretty much every time on the trolls now. He is queuing up the Battle Fury first. Okay,
which I think we...
Well, we have seen it, especially from some people, but...
Yeah, I think other troll players in this game would do the Axe Rush.
Yes.
But Nightfall, he likes to make sure he's hitting the creeps and staying ahead of farm. So I would have expected Nightfall to still do the Battle Fury into the Ags. But indeed, if the Battle Fury Ags, if he's able to get those two online very early, it's going to be just very strong this game.
It feels like it's incredible. You're able to dispel everything through BKB, through the debuff immunity. That's the new Aghanims, of course, on the troll. So Overpower gone, Shield Crash gone, Bulltoes gone. A lot of different things that it is going to be able to counter. And then I'm glad Jenkins mentioned at the end there, this Primal Beast pick versus Rolling Thunder. You're able to grab through the Bulldoze, and you're able to grab through that Enrage of the Ursa. It does not get affected by the status resistance too. So
if you get the angle right, can you grab the Spirit Breaker before he hits you with the charge?
Difficult, but I guess maybe possible. And who wins the charge through? I think the Primal...
Oh, we've seen this before. I think the Primal wins.
I think the Primal wins when they charge.
Yeah, I think Primal Onslaught kind of knocks Spirit Breaker out of his charge.
Whatever, we'll see if all these interactions do happen, because I think for XGWBG, they are really looking to get ahead out of these lanes and kind of snowball things like Miro was mentioning. Get that early Roshan timing, because they can take it very well with their minus armor and Ursa.
Would you make the decision this game from them to indeed take the Pango to the off lane, which I imagine indeed was mainly done because they didn't want to run the Pango into the Sand King and then put in the Razor mid instead?
I don't know. That tells me that XM just doesn't want to play a melee matchup versus the Sand King in particular. He just played the Sand King versus the Pango and he lost that one. He's not confident in playing it, or they just wanted this Pango to just be top no matter what. I'm not sure. I mean, this is definitely a bit of an interesting one that he has gone for, because we're not seeing much Razor mid at all, because I don't even know if you're able to pressure Sand King. That's the issue. Just don't know if you can, because Sand King doesn't really rely on right clicks too much to be able to clear the wave. You can go down Sandstorm route and then just clear the wave with that. So.
And is that quite an important part of making mid-Razor work? If you go to the lane and you don't win the lane, is that pretty rough for this hero in this position?
I would say so. The tell for me is if Malrine is not picking Razor, that means Razor is probably not in the best of position, because he is literally the Razor specialist. So we'll see what XM can do. So far, he is going to get free farm. That is the important thing. But is he going to be able to slow down a Sand King? I just don't think so. And overall, I would say that for XGWBG, I want to see them get out of these lanes ahead, because otherwise, I think BBT's draft is just a bit easier to play. And yeah, as we mentioned, these mechanics, these specific spell interactions that can come into play later on, it's going to happen.
Yeah, and if it does sort of end up being like a close game, and we're going to see both carries, Ame and Nightfall, getting a free farm state at a similar level, in a game where the Troll and the Ursa are getting the same amount of farm, you're always going to feel a bit more comfortable with what the Troll's going to be able to do down the line?
For the most part, yes, I would say. That matchup is not easy, but I think, they were mentioning, though, there wasn't that many options left for Ame either. They were mentioning the CK and well as this Ursa. He was down to quite a few options remaining, so just wanted to have this one at the least. But yeah, I'm a bit concerned for XGWBG, because also last game, they just didn't team fight very well. They got smashed in almost every single one of the team fights, except for some of these ones that BBT kind of just handed to them. So, gonna have to see a lot of things better from them this time around. Some lane shenanigans, of course, going to be happening because they did double melee versus a Troll Warlord Sven lane, so it's a pretty impossible lane for Jinq and XXS to play. So already seeing them trying to get something on the Pango in particular, but XXS only has 7 CS so far. But yeah, lane drag constantly. But Toronto Tokyo doing a great job of contesting every single one of these CS under the tower.
I mean, where's XXS going to take this next wave of creep?
Bring it here.
Just bring it around here again. With Toronto Tokyo, is he just going to stay here? And can he mess with it when there's the 2 of them here?
He might die if he plays too far aggressive. He's going to have to start backing away. But this is what they have to do because of that double melee lane, as they cannot really pressure the Troll whatsoever. So it's going to be free farm from Nightfall.
We'll be able to catch the next wave here. XXS with this wave that he's dragging around behind him for the last 10 seconds or so.
And bottom is a very strong lane. I'm going to say it every single game, but Save and Miro, they win almost all their lanes. And this is a very, very potent one in particular versus the Ursa. If he does step out of position, level 2 trample is going to be online with an movement speed enhancer, so it's very potent. They might even get a point of cookie early on, potentially. Maybe a 4 from the snap. He does put the second point in the scatter blast for now, but
sure. But you imagine they're going to be pretty hungry to make that dive play happen.
Oh yeah, these two are super aggressive. Save and Miro just like to press forward here, and they have hit level 3 earlier already inside this lane. So, and
eyes on that mid lane. XM, he is getting that slight lead.
Slightly
6 and 4 against the 23 and 0, but GPK's got his stack. So you take this into account. Sand King's going to very likely be in a very similar spot to the farm of the Razor. Bottom lane, there's that move.
There it is.
Talk about training for DY, but backup will come in. DY goes down because Toronto Tokyo also turns up to help out with the play. So they secure themselves first blood just in time before they did lose save themselves. With BBT, they get first blood.
Good rotation, at the least there from Jinq. It's an instant TP. He sees it coming, and he is not really doing too much top anyway, so I love the move that he's able to make there as XXS. No RNG there. Only one.
Does cause the TP to have to come into play there. You know, DY on the respawn feels the need to head up towards the top lane to start helping out XXS.
Trying to put pressure. What a big nuke onto Nightfall, too. He's got Lotus and a Fairy, but drops to 50 HP. Is forced to pop that one. Cool move from DY. That full bore facet coming into play, and yeah, Nightfall is just going to get out of this lane. He doesn't want to get sniped.
Absolutely. Not in a game where there's a bit of global potential with the Spirit Breaker and such.
That's a nice move. Ame is struggling, though, bottom. Only 18 CS so far on this Ursa. But this is a good move to bully out the Troll, get XXS a free lane up top for the moment here on the Pango. There's TPs coming in. Toronto Tokyo is pinging it up top. I'm going to see that Troll come back up here immediately.
Yeah. Did manage to get his phase, which finished their Nightfall, so will manage to get back to the lane pretty quick.
And overall, yeah, mid, it's a 300 gold, or like a 200 gold advantage for the Razor, but the Sand King is just farming inside that jungle, so. And he is going to have, I imagine, some stacks to go back to soon, because Save is going to start setting them up top. Swashbuckle, do they get the roots? Might not need it.
Nope. Very nice and easy one there for Nightfall. I mean, getting back to base, being able to reset, not dying, boots. And then just as soon as he's able to walk back to the lane, he ends up finding himself a kill.
And definitely feels easier for him to get that type of kill in comparison to Ame getting a kill on bottom, because in order to kill a Primal Beast, you need to get quite a bit of those Fury Swings stacked onto him, because he has 1200 HP with phase boots already. So Miro having an excellent time as this Primal. Okay, so let's see. What's the build from XM? All right, so I saw a couple of Razor. I think I saw Mickey playing the Razor yesterday. I was wondering if he was going to do this also, going down a Mage Slayer route, but since he's not playing in the mid lane, I didn't know if he was going to do it versus Sand King, but this game we will see a Mage Slayer, it looks like. Quite a good one this game. As Ame.
Just look how much aggression these heroes can come out with. Anytime Miro teams up with one support, it's going to be pretty scary. You bring in two, and suddenly you're just going to find yourself, as Ame did there, in a lane that you don't want to be in.
No, and we see, you know, the other day we did see this Grim, I believe, from Save as well, too. And a couple of us were like talking in the back, and we're like, why don't we see more Grimstroke? He was a menace. His silence in particular started to do so much damage that they didn't have to use, I believe it was the Doom in that lane, in that game in particular, a lot of times to get these kills. And this game, the silence is super effective. Versus the Pango and the Ursa, it can really trip them up quite a lot early game. Top, GQ, it's deep.
The static link is yet to hit the 6 Nightfall, so it doesn't have any ult to protect him. I mean, they're bringing a lot of response here, BB team. They're going to just turn over towards XM and DY. Miro closing the gap. up. They're in onto the Razor. Nightfall is getting shot down though by Little Shredder. He will die. But XM goes down in return. So 1 for 1 as for now. They also managed to pick up saves. So a double kill for DY. GPK's in with the Burrow Strike onto the 2 of them. Rolling Thunder from XXS will catch on to GPK. GPK is pretty healthy here. They're going to need a lot of damage if they want to try and bring down this Sand King. They're seeing if there's an angle to get back in on this. Pulverize up for Miro.
Nice Cookie.
Stopped by Cookie, but XXS swipes back onto the side. GPK swipes are stacking up on him. Charge back up. Double kill for Ame. Now he turns towards Miro, but Nightfall's back in the game. He'll run down Jinkyu. We'll get the Spirit Breaker kill. XXS opts for a TP out. Ame should be able to run away from this one as well, as this fight does continue in the jungle. DY tries for TP, but Miro's got the onslaught ready to go. Puts a stop to that one. DY, what's he got? He's got 1-1 charge in 5 seconds. That's about it. Can look for denied to neutrals, and I tell you what, he's only gone and found it.
All right, nice move there. Okay, super nice aggressive move. I love the way that they played that on XG. Just, they brought bodies. Literally everybody turns up top to be able to put that pressure on. Jinkyu gets, I think, what was it, 3 charges? 2 or 3 charges off. Pango gets like 5 shield crashes off as they're able to get themselves to a better
we'll see
position.
This again, yeah, DY. I mean, we always knew he was going to try for it, but the fact that he gets away with it, bam, denied to the neutrals.
Great timing for him to be able to get that aggro onto him. Yeah, I mean, nice move. Like that the Ursa turned up top. And it was all right before Nightfall hit 6, right? He was getting closer and closer.
He was close.
Yeah. And then they get the kill, they get the Pango 6, and they continue the moves, getting that aggression going. So
yeah, I think it was also the kill that happened before, I think, put him very close to getting the 6, but as things were not close enough, Nightfall doesn't hit the 6 in time.
Very nice aggressive moves. And looking to maybe go for another one up top. Level 4 shield crash and Q's in the area. Ame might even go through the portal again here to join. He is starting to go through it.
DY mid, very dead. Save plus any of the cores. Have a pretty guaranteed shot at taking down these kills.
We'll take out top tower. Bottom tower still healthy. Ame decided not to go. He canceled going through the twin gate there. Lost a bit of mana, but he's held on to his tower. This bottom tower is taking almost no damage from the Primal and the Grimstroke. We do tend to see this, you know, those tier 1s in particular drop very early on. And top, it drops pre-10 minutes, and the bottom one has not taken almost any damage. So, yeah, very nice early game here to react after the lanes were not the greatest. We do see that Troll now suffering, and the Pango is ahead of him after it was a double melee lane versus the Troll. Oh, phase boots. Cool.
Yeah, we'll phase into the straight blink rush this game for XXS.
That is very... that might be the first phase boots I've seen on Pango. Definitely makes sense why you would want to just build the distance.
I tell you what, we could probably bring that up. If we can get like the phase boot timing stat, they'll show us how many other matches... Oh, no, we can't do that. Never mind.
Don't worry. It's just
hey, maybe it's the only match. Maybe that's why we don't have the stats.
It's just an interesting one, because you can see why he would want it to be able to distance himself from Troll and stuff like that. It's different. It's very XXS, right? He does do this sometimes where he's very sacrificial, and he does go like just straight blink dagger as well too. So cool. They want to fight early. Speaking of fighting early, around these towers, GPK not quite having the blink, but he's got max stun with the backup of saves level 3 and Swell. Soulbind point also is held, so why he would want it to be able to distance himself from Troll and stuff like that. It's different. It's very XXS, right? He does do this sometimes where he's very sacrificial, and he does go like just straight blink dagger as well too. So cool. They want to fight early. Speaking of fighting early, around these towers, GPK not quite having the blink, but he's got max stun with the backup of saves level 3 and Swell. Soulbind point also is held, so if he's save, could go for an opportunity if they get too close.
GPK's going to start things.
There's the Soulbind. He
starts the Soulbind in. Mirror's ready to come in with the onslaught. I mean, these two are so dead.
What a play from Save.
They are so dead.
Holding the skill point. Just beautifully done. And that will be that blink dagger now. Finished up for GPK. So holding onto that tower, getting themselves some good kills. Toronto, Tokyo. What do we got? Just an interesting move from him. I mean, he just God Strength ran up to the tower without a creep wave and hit it twice. That was...
Sometimes you gotta let that tower know what's what.
Yeah, who's boss?
Give it a hit.
That was interesting.
It's a 5 BB team. Very much showing that.
Wait, what were the kills? Oh, I guess that's why they're tipping the arrow. I didn't see it on the back lines there. Okay, I'll
Jinkyu.
stopping that.
Well, okay. So you don't always have to hit the Burrow Strike. He's dead.
Yep, there's
Well
that
done.
Bulldoze interaction. So pop Bulldoze, doesn't matter. Pulverize does not care about no status resist. Right through it. Hold him down. XM denies that shield rune. And BBT now 9-5.
Okay. They've got the Blink Dagger now done on XXS, so I can only imagine they are going to want to smoke up and do something with this, right? They want to go ASAP with this timing.
Yeah, they want to get a bit of an advantage in this game.
Oh,
First
there we
time
go.
any Pango bot phase.
It is. That's why
so.
we didn't have the
Yeah.
stats. We didn't have the comparison because indeed, yeah,
Thank you.
we've just not seen it elsewhere. I mean, why is it that you know? Break it down for our viewers. Why do you not see phase boots on Pango?
You're universal.
Pretty good point. Yeah, I mean that.
You're
that-
universal.
that-
You
yeah,
benefit from the
universal,
attack
yeah.
speed massively.
Yeah.
Your tread switching is always super valuable with wand, etc. Blah blah blah. There's always a million ways to argue for treads on a lot of these core heroes. So
I mean, phase boots feels nice because then at least you got something to press every second.
especially you. Anybody who watches you play, it's literally just that is not ready yet. That is not ready yet.
Not ready yet. It's a great item. Maybe, maybe.
Fun one.
But I think, as you said, just sort of to have that extra sort of kite potential.
That's what it seems like.
Kind of keep outside of the range of like maybe a troll going for you or something.
A 2K lead now for BBT.
Yeah.
Blink, as you said on XXS, he really wants to find something. It feels.
And I tell you what, we're talking about how strong the Phantom's Embrace is going to be this game. It's sort of amplified up by the fact, right, that there's a troll, right? So you're trying to hit this bug, and suddenly you're missing every hit.
You are missing every hit,
can't
and
kill the
also
bug.
other thing to always factor in too is the Soulbind. They're playing versus Pango and Spirit Breaker. It's a pretty darn good game for the Soulbind.
True. Soulbind and Pulverize
Pretty brutal.
are pretty annoying for a lot of these series.
They have a lot of really good interaction. That's what we were saying. There's a lot of good
what is the
interaction.
interaction with Pulverize and Soulbind? They both get...
It brings on top. Remember, you've seen that it grabs the first one, but then the second one gets kind of like pulled to where the primal.
But they both do get locked down.
Yeah, they both get slammed.
We're gonna look out for that. That could be pretty potent. I mean, Mira, is he going to get BKB? Yeah, he's going BKB next.
BKB
Right?
next.
I think, yeah, you get it before the blink. You're easily going to be able to walk up BKB and grab someone right
Yep.
in these fights.
I like, the Blade Mail sometimes isn't the most valuable versus the Ursa and stuff like that. Versus Razor, can definitely see the effectiveness, and even versus the Snap. Snap starts throwing kisses. Miro pops Blade Mail and could potentially just kill that Snap in the back lines, and it's a bit of a farming mechanic as well too, right? That Blade Mail. So BBT slowing things down, and it feels like that slowdown, it's very beneficial for them in this game because the Battle Fury was finished a little earlier on the Troll in comparison to the Ursa.
It was, yeah.
And they have those, as we said, those great interactions and those great core-to-core matchups. So
And
I have to see what XGWG does with the Blink Dagger in particular on XXS. It does feel like they want to play a little faster.
I feel like, indeed, if you're on the Pango, you get this phase boot into Blink Dagger, you don't want to get this and just hit creeps.
No.
You want to be doing something, and you kind of need to be doing something as a team until that Aghanim's timing comes out for Troll, right? Because that's going to be the big time.
I also, the one thing is, too, is I didn't actually notice, Toronto-Tokyo is the most farmed 5 Sven I've ever seen. He has drums and he's going to have Shard at the 15-minute mark. Sometimes you have to make a choice at the 15-minute mark as these 5 Svens. What am I going to get, the Shard or the drums? He'll have both.
And but having this extra bit of armor this game, it's pretty huge, right? When
it's
you look at what
everything.
XGWBG are doing in terms of damage output, it's nearly all physical.
It's a lot of physical, and also it's the movement speed. You get the passive, you get the innate movement speed that comes from it to be able to buff up something like the Troll, plus that armor, and it's also undispellable, of course, too, which, I mean, they don't have a dispel in particular this game, but either way. Toronto-Tokyo hasn't purchased it yet. Maybe he's going to go an even bigger item first and hope to get it from that
Yeah, maybe it's like,
comes.
well, maybe we'll get that Echo Saber, that's Crystallis, then maybe a BKB.
They have two phenomenal...
Let's see what he does.
Two phenomenal shards on the supports.
What about a Midas?
No. And the only thing I would say is Blink is the other one that he could go. Blink,
Blink, for sure. Blink could be nice because you have this Soulbind,
Yes.
right? If you're able to make sure that you're always able to get in and make sure that the double stun comes out, it's going to be pretty close.
He plays Glimmer.
He's living the support line.
Support
I can
line.
respect that. He's not getting carried away with the farm that he's getting. He's like,
changes.
you know what, end of the day, okay.
They're talking about it.
They are.
They're probably considering what's the better choice.
Crimson, how goes Crimson? Pretty good this game.
It's very good, as you said. It's a lot, mostly physical damage. If he can get a Crimson, and there's going to be no damage if he gets Crimson plus Shard. So yeah, he's huge. XG will get the opportunity to get this Roshan, which they do. It's crucial for their lineup to get this.
Yeah, it's a good sneak play here from them. And Ame. I mean, do you take on Ame or do you give it to XM?
I think you give it Ame. He wants to get involved, I imagine.
True, because with this kill, he's pretty much going to have the Blink Dagger. So we'll have the Blink Battle Fury ready to play with, and that Aegis. So now surely, right? They've got Blink, Aegis on the Ursa. They've had the Blink on XXS for quite some time. They're going to want to do something.
I imagine so. Yes. I cannot believe Toronto-Tokyo has an angle. He's so farmed. Mid.
Kisses are going to come out. See what they can do in return. XXS comes in with a Rolling Thunder. Sanking in trouble.
They got him.
GBK goes down.
Miro, no Link. That Soulbind is holding them back.
That's a good hold there from actually WBG. They turn up and very quickly punish the Sand King. GPK goes down fast.
Saw this one a couple times last game especially, right? Just a little bit over-aggressive there, diving under the tower. Does get caught there on the Sand King, so strike back. I've never seen a 5 this farmed. Literally has a Vanguard.
Yeah, he's not easy to kill.
No.
He really isn't.
I mean, he's not, but maybe you could be arguing saying, you know, the shard there could have been pretty good for GPK to potentially save him and stuff like that. But whatever. He's wanting to get
GPK,
it from the...
I think was dead anyway.
Yeah, he was probably dead.
He was dead anyway there with the kisses
What if it
coming
was a
in.
Glimmer?
A Glimmer could have maybe
Glimmer
saved
could have,
him.
but whatever.
Glimmer could have maybe got him out.
We're not gonna go through all that. He wants to get it from the Tormentor, right? He ideally does, so... But GPK's now, after that death, net worth does plummet a little bit here. Still similar as the Razor, but did lose a decent chunk there. He's seen so much farm. It's actually crazy. All right. Jinkyu phase, he's got the drums also to counteract, so they have that extra movement speed as well for the Ursa and the Razor that is necessary to be able to match the drums. And XM with the Mage Slayer is almost having a BKB as well, too, so we'll be able to negate a decent amount of damage. Amp damage will be denied away, but from DY.
Where do you imagine XM's build's going to go beyond the BKB? Like, where are you going with this mid-Razor?
Different players have different choices.
Yeah.
I think Mickey goes Mjolnir most of the games. So, not sure which route he'll go. Could be something independent of Mickey. On to Tokyo. We're looking for him.
So stacking up, but as you say, it's pretty tanky.
He sure is.
They'll
Save.
settle for Save on the side. I say settle for him. Save's got backup.
Inkswell heal.
They've tried to go for the kill upon him. The scatter shot actually misses. They'll still finally kill him off, but now BBT, they're going to try the
Nice rolling
counter
thunder.
Doesn't stop to the pulverize. As well to come in. In fact, they've lost the
There he
3
is.
of them, BB team, and Nightfall, he's in trouble. He's going to see if he can try and run, but Arme's in with a jump. It's
He's
going to be
going
another
down.
kill. They're going to get the team wipe here. Miro, they'll try and onslaught away. And they'll definitely, I think they're going to be tempted to dive this. He's trying for the TP out. The shield crash comes in. Oh my goodness, he does actually make it out with the TP. But 4 dead on BB team there. That was what they were looking for.
It's a perfect catch.
It took them a bit of time. They were very patient looking for it. But great way to start the fight. I like XM going for Save first. You want to get this Grim out. Save did pretty much get off all of his spells off, but you kill him, and then they just never really could get back in on top of XM. That Rolling Thunder from XXS putting a stop to the Pulverize, making sure that the Razor stays safe.
It caught everybody.
It completely smashed the fight.
It was as beautiful as it comes from the Rolling Thunders. And now
Well, they go
Miro
for
also
The charge forward onto Miro.
should be okay to reset.
The respawn's coming in from BB team, and yeah, actually WBG, they'll respect that. But yeah, there we go. That's the play. The Blink Daggers coming in. They go aggressive. They get the team fight, and they're able to get themselves up to a bit of a lead.
Gotta be honest, I'm not really liking this Vanguard from Toronto Tokyo. It's kind of
you
weird
like
that he did go for it right now, because it didn't really... I mean, he's tanky for a second, but then the Fury swipes built up, and it didn't really do much of anything. Just
Sure,
feels a little,
but
it's gonna be good when he gets the Crimson Guard,
right?
but
it's getting this overall
Yeah.
Crimson quickly.
definitely feels a little weird, but we'll see when the effect comes when he does finish that item. As actually WBG, they use that Aegis very nicely here. 5k that they've gained so far in these last few moments. Ame, top of the net worth. XM, the Razor so far is working, and I am watching him using this Mage Slayer. GPK stuns in, Sandstorms, gets poked once, and then that damage gets pretty much completely reduced.
Yeah, and he's going to go
So-
full defensive, so yeah, Lincoln's is going to be next on the table here for XM.
Oh yeah, that's
just
really
wants
good
to
this
get
game.
in, just wants to live, and yeah, one of the crucial things that he needs to be doing, as you say, is just kind of get the Mage Slayer debuff onto the key targets.
So for BBT, that definitely was one of the opportune moments for XGWBG to seize there, since there is a couple items that are coming out that are pretty crucial, I would say, for BBT. That Aghanims for the Troll, it's 400 away. The Primal Beast BKB is now finished, so the BKB can now actually hold people with the Pulverize in comparison to what we saw before from XXS being able to stop it. And they're going to start having these dispels that come out from the axes, so...
We'll save.
Save.
Run.
Oh.
There we go. So that's, yeah.
And he gets the
Crimson
shard. So
and
there we go.
shard
So
on
the timing, it ends up working out beautifully for him because he does get it.
And Aegis is about to expire.
Yeah.
I guess the question is now, if, for BB team, knowing all this, that you've got these next round of items and the Aegis is expiring on Arme, do you feel the pressure to go and immediately look for a play, or are you kind of happy for
Miro.
Nightfall to farm the next item after the Aghanims? They're going to
Miro.
dive him top. TP's coming in, Miro tries to turn, but indeed they take him out. The question is, can they get out? The Aegis is about to expire on Arme, so Arme has to be careful. Aegis is gone. GPK gets the Burrow strike off. He's healing up, finally dies, but he's able to use his last moments there to help bring down Jinkyu, of course, at the cost of his own life. Doesn't feel great for him. As BB team losing 2 more cores.
And great timing again from XG to hit. Yes, they see the Primal Beast getting the BKB, but they strike him right before he's able to actually get it off. He gets it off, but then dies instantly afterwards. So very good aggressive moves that we wanted to see last game from XGWB. Things coming together. They're using these spells very nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. Giving us the level of execution that we were expecting from them last time round. They've polished it up, and they're coming in with, indeed, sort of these plays at this point that kind of shaking BB team up.
And
they're getting dragged into fights that they don't seemingly want to be into, or they're not at least prepared for. Kind of TPing in one by one, and it's just not all coming together for BB team this time. They're down 5k gold.
And GPK overall, his game has completely fallen off after that mid play in particular, then the jungle play, then that top play too. 3 deaths in a row coming out for the Sand King.
Yeah, it's looking like one of those games which we have seen before, where he falls off, and then suddenly Tokyo's got more farm than him.
It really is, and it's a 5 Sven, which is not something that you do see too often, getting this type of farm. So Nightfall, he does have the Axe timing, he does have these core-to-core matchups that are good, but there's a good differential in gold now between him and Ame. Let's see what result it does happen once these whirling axes start dispelling things, and if BBT actually fights together, because that has been the case multiple times now, as you said, the 1-by-1 sequence that XGWBG has been able to take advantage with these nice moves. And XXS now has a full item of himself. He has an Aghanim, level 15 is finished up on the Pango. They're going to smoke with these timings as well. See who gets the initiation. Let's see if BBT is ready too, because they've been caught off guard a couple times here, it feels like. Bloodstone is done, so they do have item timings. A lot of them on the side of BBT as well too. See how this fight goes down. DY.
Well, they're going to catch him with the stun. He's able to get the cookie off. Mira's actually not able to get the clean opening. We'll see GPK jump the back lines. He's going to be able to jump in, control DY for now. He's getting the epicenter off. Stun to follow up front, Toronto Tokyo. See the swipes building up onto GPK. He's hitting up with the Bloodstone, but Arme is able to focus and take the Sand King down.
They're on XM. He's in trouble.
He is surrounded by the 3 of them. The buybacks come in for DY.
That's a gem.
Nothing to be able to be done to get over and help the Razor. XM goes down. XXS, he's going to consider continuing this fight as he's in with the Rolling Thunder. They're kiting it out. Kiz is coming in onto Mira, but Mira's got the PKB. They turn the silence onto Arme. Arme's jumped in, but he's caught by the Phantom's Embrace.
What an angle.
And now
will be able to TP during that one to get away, but DY bought back. Toronto Tokyo wants him. It's 2 versus 4.
I mean, they're happy to dive this. They'll keep this dive going. They've not got a lot to be afraid of right now, BB team. They just run down DY.
The timings, these items all coming together at pretty much the perfect time, and they did the team fight execution beautifully, as we've seen from BBT. Save coming in clutch with these silences, playing at the angle, catches Ame at the end of it all.
So Ame at the end, what the BKB had sort of come to an end, and he still wanted to try and take the risk to keep the fight going. But yeah, 1 silence, 1 stun, and the Ursa's done.
And also, overall for XM, I don't think he got a link at all, right? So the ideal fights for the side of XG is pretty much that they have to get these links on the Razor. I don't think he got it at all. So he's able to just reset the fight, go back in it. Troll was untouched in the fight, and that 5k lead, it's gone.
It really has. Yeah, nearly getting the grab onto XXS there. He's quick with a T, quick with a blink, sorry. Yeah, SMY is going to be there next time round for Nightfall. It's very difficult for them to really get on top of him and burst him. There's a lot of ways that BB team can aggressively keep these heroes held off the Troll and allow Nightfall to have these free fights.
And overall, Toronto Tokyo now, because he's been able to, now in these last few fights, since he got the Shard, he got the Crimson, it's a lot of block that's coming out too. It's preventing quite a bit of damage, and they're smoking, they're feeling that strength. They know Roche is up as well. They want to be able to contest that one because they have versus that Ursa's lineup.
Yeah, it's difficult for Arme to sort of just get in the fight, lock down a target, and kill them off.
It's a ward.
DY.
Whoop.
Oh.
Oh, they probably know that he has a ward there. They'll swap the sentry in. Toronto Tokyo is going to look to place that one. Ame is coming in to look for a fight. Fresh Basher is finished.
The BB team, they're going to run towards the backline. They're going to be able to get the jump straight away on towards the Razor. They've got him in the grab. XM is going to get bounced out to the side, but Nightfall's in on top of him. XM will put the BKB, try and turn the static link, but he's gone. They've lost the Razor. Now Nightfall's ready to turn for more. The Soulbind locking them down together. Nightfall focusing Arme. Going to stand his ground. Arme's getting caught by the stun and the silence again. Arme can't do anything. He's dead on the Ursa once more. They surround the Pango. BBT, and they're going to be able to bring him down very likely as well. He's trying to get the bug off him, but XXS goes down. They look over towards DY. They're going to be able to take out all 4.
2 massive team fight wins. They smash them down. Wards win games, Owen. Vision wins games. That ward is perfect. Catches the Razor at the start of everything. Last game, too, they had just pretty beautiful wards to be able to take most fights. This one, again, they get the angle.
And I feel like we're really seeing in practice just, as you mentioned, in the draft, they're kind of running out of options, carry options. You know, Arme, he's played a great game in terms of farm, but just the nature of the hero, again, what it's up against, it seems pretty difficult for him to get much done in these team fights. I don't know how you play these fights as an Ursa, but it seems very, very hard.
And I do have to say also, it's like, I don't know, I'm seeing Grimstroke again doing some unbelievable stuff. I think we potentially will see more of this hero as we're getting towards the later stages of this tournament, but Save held down both cores. The silences are super effective. It enables a lot of these cores as well too on his team. Those last few fights have been pretty much perfect as, I mean, BBT, they did it last game as well too, just perfect target priority in back-to-back fights when they needed to bring things back when XG WBG did have that lead.
Yeah, Nightfall just massive now. Has the Aegis, well on the way to being able to pick up the Basher next. And at that point, Pop gets in the middle of these fights. And Arme has to somehow find a way to get in, get a crucial kill during his BKB, because as soon as that BKB wears off, he just can't fight.
They need to chain lock down someone in 100 to 0 them and have a number advantage, it does feel like, to have any chance in this next fight. Or the Razor somehow has to get a full link onto the Troll, which now XM with a couple back-to-back deaths is fairly fragile. So GPK fell behind for a second there, but he was, sacrificial lamb a little bit to carry for his team in that bottom fight. That was crucial to catch up. And now XM has difficulty being that front line to get a link on a pretty much necessary target, it feels like, versus the Troll. Roll.
Try and play around their Wisdom Rune. XXS is able to get in and pick it up himself. They want to get safe first. Get rid of this Grimstroke before you can get any spells off. This time they can. They kill the Grim off. Grab on towards Arme. Arme puts the BKB. They'll turn towards the Primal Beast Mirror. Can he charge out the onslaught? He can. He's out of the fight. He's able to get out of there. Now Nightfall's ready close. Back in onto the Razor. XM to fall. They've got to run XG WBG. XXS trying to bounce away with a shield crash. Xingqiu's going to get left behind. Nightfall picks up another double kill.
Miro lives with a fraction of HP because of the blocks, the Crimson Guard, the shield coming out from Sven. It looked like for a second there, because they kill Save at the start, BBT is a little worried about going back in, but they've got Aegis. Nightfall just charges in onto Ame, and Ame has to reset immediately. Like you said, once BKB is done, he has to run.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even with the BKB active, you can't fight versus the Troll. This Aghanims is just the hard counter.
No, you're pretty much... Yeah, you're not going to have the fight. You're not going to have, say, the buff up. The attack speed is going to be removed. So there's very little chance to really just kill anyone if you're this Ursa. It's so hard.
And XM dies again. So the Razor, 5 deaths now. Quick acceleration of things for BBT. Game feeling it quite impossible now at this point, since the Ursa's having the, good farm, but he's countered in so many different ways, and the other two heroes have now fallen apart. So where do they go from here? What is the backup plan? They're still playing versus Aegis for 3 minutes. BBT, they want every fight.
Xingqiu, no. You don't want to do that.
No, bad idea. I'll just get my Bulldoze dispelled, and then I'm dead. And yeah, just have to highlight the vision in particular. It was so crucial last game, especially too for BBT. This time, they don't have the most, the craziest type of wards, but it's been the ones to be able to catch the crucial team fights. That one in particular, when they caught the Razor.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Looking to keep this going here. Nightfall definitely feeling quite confident with that core-to-core matchup now with this type of lead.
Not for sure.
That ward is still there. EY.
Hero's going to be in with the grab. And I don't think anyone's going to have any interest in trying to help out poor DY here.
He gets the last hit on the ward at the least.
He does. He manages to get the job done. GPK up top. He's going to be able to find Xingqiu. Xingqiu, can he run away from this? He cannot. Both supports, they try and get out on the map, immediately get killed.
Yep, and I like that build too. The Yule's common build for the Sanking, but he's got the extra dispel also versus the Bulldog, so Xingqiu can't even do this shenanigan of cutting creep waves. As Nightfall onto high ground, they still got Aegis.
Yeah, what do you do with your XG WBG? It feels so hard to try and push back BB team right now.
It feels like they needed more of an advantage. They got 5K, but they needed to keep that ball rolling. Just feels like everything has just been answered now at this point. Nightfall has been able to farm it. 3 massive items after the Battle Fury Aghanims timing for these next upcoming fights. And they won those fights handedly with just Battle Fury Aghanims.
And I think just, really good draft from BB team.
It really is.
We sort of heard it from the panelists as well right towards the end of it. It very much felt like SGWBG was sort of pushed into a corner. They didn't know what... They didn't really have any options of carries to take. And as we're seeing, it's not an easy one for Arme to play out on as the Ursa.
And now they just reset. Warcry back up. And success. They'll actually even glyph the catapult, so they just want to force the issue here on BBT. They know that they can potentially even close the game out soon at this push.
They should be able to get a lot with this Aegis,
Yeah, 40 seconds left. No Rolling Thunder.
CWBG There's something crazy. GPK's going to get the jump in. They go straight away for the Razor. XM is getting burst pretty low. He's been soul-bound. They're cooking him to the side, but Nightfall's able to stay on top of him, take him out. No buyback available for XM as he's out for over a minute.
And Ame's just looking for an opportunity to jump, but when does he jump? Everybody's barriered up. The miss rate, the dispels, etc. There's no targets he can really go for, especially because Save is sitting all the way in the back, too. Yeah, definitely watch the Master at work. A beautiful Grim performance. And yeah, I think we're going to see more of this hero, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the other support players left in the tournament, are there other sort of names you can imagine would be quite happy to bring out the Grim and just show it off?
I mean, a lot of people can play, but I don't think anybody plays it as well as Save for me that's left in the tournament.
They're in. Right, Success is going to get broken out the initial stun here by the cookie for DY. Arme is going to attempt to try and fight. Jumps in with the BKB and Rage. He's going to get on top of Nightfall, but Nightfall's able to back off. Xingqiu in with a charge straight for the midst of the fight. Arme's still trying to step forward, but he cannot fight this. Arme's gone. No buyback for him. As the push will continue here from BBT.
The bash.
XXS, one final roll across the three of them. The Soul Bine's out. He'll try and retreat back to the base. They're chasing him down. The Onslaught comes in. He's also out without buyback.
That's got to be it.
They might try one more fight.
50 seconds, though, for Ame.
It's going to be their last moments here at Riyadh Masters. As BB team, they get knocked down to this lower bracket, but they are stepping it up. This lower bracket run is looking pretty solid so far, and Toronto Tokyo very excited
about the amount of carry
amount of farm he had this game as the support. They're ready to dive the base. They're into the fountain. See if they can get this XM kill. They probably can. Miro steps up with the pulverize. They're ready to kill off XM outside the fountain. Okay, no, he gets the BKB off. Oh,
but the buildings.
Time for some respawns. The tier 4s are going down. XG WBG, they'll give it one final
Nightfall
shot.
wants to keep going.
Xingqiu's in with the BKB. Start to back off. Nightfall does find the route. They're going to have Arme back up in 10 seconds.
We'll back it up. The Mega Creeps are going to start coming in pretty soon.
Now, the game ain't over until it's over.
True, but it's over.
On to the Ancient now.
Nightfall. He's got BKB, he's got Battle Trance.
Yeah. He's looking to close it. Xingqiu's in with the charge. Arme's in. He's going to be able to find any sort of target jump. He's going to get in with a jump. He's going to try and control Nightfall. But he's thrown. He's ending the game. Ending the game. Popping the BKB. Popping the focus on towards the Ancient as BB team get the 2-0 and knocking XG WBG out of the competition.
Super well played. The draft is incredibly good, and you can see it start to play around. Actually, WBG did a pretty solid job overall pressuring in the first 15-20 minutes or so, but it quickly was answered. It's not like they were so far ahead. They had, what, a 5K lead, and all it really took was one fight when BBT was actually together. Because those fights that XG was getting successfully was kind of one-by-one sequence TPs that BBT was doing to give to them, and a couple of deaths on GPK that were overextensive. And then once they group up, they got those 3 item timings that were crucial. BKB Primal, the Ags on the Troll, and then the Sven and the Grim having their shards. They ran through the fights. There was pretty much nothing going successful for XG WBG after they got those items together and they took the team fight.
No, for sure. For sure. And I think, BB team as a team, they are stepping things back up to the level that we were expecting to see them coming into this tournament before we started to see some of the rougher performances in the earlier series. It's getting back to the level. Mira and GPK, they had some rough days, but they're now performing once more. Sure, there's still a bit of a hiccup here and there, but it's minor compared to the overall play, the overall picture of things from BB team. They've really sorted things out. They're bringing their best Dota 2 here to the main stage. And yeah, it's a bit too much for teams like XG WBG. They themselves, whilst they just have some highlights on this run, this will be the end of their run, knocked out of the competition. BB team, they're moving on. 2-0 for them today. We're going to head over to the stage for a post-game interview.
Thank you very much. I am joined by the carry of BB team, right? That's what you said, right?
Yeah, yes, I'm real carry.
On that, Sven, I had no reason to doubt it whatsoever, and as a result of your performance, Toronto Tokyo, I actually have a gift for you, as we have Extreme Gaming will be relinquishing their key to you, and I know that you've been thoroughly enjoying the process behind what you've been doing with these keys, but DY will be bringing it over, and if you don't mind, just a quick handshake as well. Thank you very much. The spirit of competition as Extreme's run ends here, but your run continues. And that was a very, very fast run from you in this series. So let's walk me through it. Sven, support. You guys have not been flexing this hero. It has been almost always Nightfall's hero. But in this game too, finally you get your hands on it.
Yeah, I always say Nightfall, give me this Sven, I will carry you 1v9. And he always declined, but this time I said I will play Sven or Ruin.
Great, nice. It's good to know that matchmaking habits also bleed into competitive. The other fast thing that I noticed from you is you guys are picking Chen, which you guys had not done that much. You did it once during the group stage, but finally bringing it back. Is this in response to the fact that everyone is saying that speed seems to be winning Dota these days? Over the past 3 days, we've seen really, really fast teams find success.
No, you know, it's like brain dead Dota, so you have to buy hours also. If your enemy will buy hours and you don't, you cannot win. So I said I will pick Chen and buy hours also.
But isn't that Miero's problem? I thought it's the offlaner who's supposed to be handling the auras.
He already tried once, like he bought arcane boots, pipe on Doom, and it was not good.
So you had to take the responsibility. But in game one, things did slow down a little bit. A couple of Roche fights didn't go your way. What do you do as a Chen when you can't play brain dead anymore? You got to put a little more effort into strategizing.
I needed 2 items, like pipe and mech. Then I got Philosopher and I right-click move on my carry. That's it.
So you can still be brain dead even at that stage. You just follow them around.
Yeah. I even once or few times in the game, I just press move on my carry and control creep, like pushing other lane.
Although there were a few times I saw you sit still. There was one moment in the mid lane, you were sitting in some trees. All of Extreme were walking around you while you were smoking. You're like, please don't find me. I'm just hiding right now.
No, I was ready. If they got me, I was ready to sacrifice my life. So overall, I'm playing support. So yeah.
Aside from when you're playing Sven, then you're carrying Nightfall. Toronto, Tokyo, congratulations on continuing the run. I know you're very excited to crush this, so we'll get the process underway as we send it back to the studio.
Toronto Tokyo gets to crush another key as BBT move forward. They eliminate XG WBG here in the second game. We knew BB Team's draft was strong, Effie. We actually were surprised that XG WBG, they started out strong and we thought potentially they could do it.
Yeah, I mean, that was great drafting and great play from BB Team, but XG WBG definitely had a window where they looked good. I mean, that's why they picked the Ursa, right? They want to get that first Aegis, they want to take it away from Troll, and they want to play off of that. And they had one really good fight after